Hello, Abnormal Investigations. Good to see everybody. I've got another encounter for you, and I'd like to start off by saying, Hunter, I love you and I miss you, and I wish I could see you, and I'm sorry you're going through this. Today's encounter, guys, is going to be a very important encounter. I think it is going to really capture a lot of your all's attention and get a lot of comments on this one, so let's get into it. I grew up in the backwoods of northern Maine, surrounded by dense forests that my family and I knew like the back of our hand. My dad, an avid outdoorsman, taught me and my brothers how to hunt, fish, and navigate the wilderness from a young age. We spent countless hours exploring the woods, learning about the local wildlife and developing a deep appreciation for the natural world. As I got older, I began to venture further into the woods on my own, always making sure to follow the safety protocols my dad had taught me. I loved the sense of freedom and adventure that came with exploring the wilderness solo. The woods were my happy place, where I could hear my head, and clear my head, and connect with nature. One October morning, I was sent out alone to scout for deer signs in preparation for the upcoming hunting season. The air was crisp and cool, with a hint of wood smoke carried in the breeze. I dressed in layers, wearing my favorite camouflage jacket and a pair of sturdy hiking boots. My backpack was stocked with snacks, water, and a first aid kit, just in case. As I ventured deeper into the forest, I stumbled upon something that would leave a lasting impact on me. I heard a strange metallic knocking noise that seemed to come from all directions. The sound was unsettling, and I froze in place trying to pinpoint its source. But then, just as suddenly as it started, the noise stopped. The silence that followed was eerie. It began to feel and give me a sense of unease. I looked around, trying to take in every detail of my surroundings. The trees seemed to loom over me, their branches creaking ominously in the wind. I felt like I was being watched, and the hairs on the back of my neck were standing on end. I had never felt like this before and didn't understand why I was now. As I continued on my path, I noticed scattered debris, including fabric, zippers, and plastic, which seemed out of place in the middle of the woods. I picked up the piece of torn fabric, examined it closely. It looked like it had been ripped from clothing, but I couldn't imagine what kind of person would be out here, let alone what they would be doing and why they would be tearing up their stuff. The trees and underbrush seemed disturbed, with gouges in the bark and snapped branches. I felt like I was walking through a war zone with the aftermath of some unknown battle scattered all around me. My sense of unease escalated into primal fear as I quickened my pace anxiously to get out of the woods as quickly as possible. I did not feel safe. I quickly made my way back to the edge of the forest, feeling a sense of release wash over me as I emerged from the trees. But the experience left a lasting impact on me. I'd never looked at the woods the same way again. I couldn't shake the feeling that something had been watching me, waiting for me to let my guard down. When I got back home, I told my family about the strange encounter. My dad listened intently, his expression serious. My brothers were skeptical, teasing me about my wild imagination, but how my dad just nodded thoughtfully, his eyes narrowed in concern. "I've heard strange noises about those woods," he said. "Some folks say they're haunted by spirits, while others claim to have seen strange creatures lurking in the trees." I laughed it off, telling him he was just trying to spook me, but deep down I wondered, was there any truth to the stories? Had I really seen something supernatural in the woods, or was it just my imagination playing tricks on me? In the days that followed, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I kept looking over my shoulder, expecting to see something lurking in the shadows. I began to wonder if I had stumbled onto something that was better left unexplored. In the days that followed, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had been hunted. And as hunting season approached, I found myself hesitant to venture back into the woods. Why? I hadn't seen anything. It was just a feeling. I told my dad I wasn't feeling up to it, citing a sore knee as an excuse. But the truth was, I was scared. I didn't want to face whatever it was. I didn't want to see what I felt was watching me. My dad seemed to understand, nodding sympathetically. "Sometimes it's better to leave things alone," he said. "The woods can be a mysterious place, and you should always follow your gut. And I'm not going to push you to go against what you're feeling." 3 days later in the woods, a teenage boy from a town nearby was found, and hanging from a tree. They still don't know what done it, but they said his clothes, tent, and everything was shredded. Something pulled him up the tree and hung him upside down. My dad came home and told me the news and said, "I told you to always trust your gut. Whatever took that boy was probably following you that day. And because you left, that's why you're still here." My dad stood and he held me tight in his arms. I was so gracious to be in his arms and that I trusted my gut and that I'm still here today. Everyone, always listen to your gut. It may save your life. That's very true, guys, and I apologize for the noise. This cat has found a ball and for some reason decided to go crazy under my desk, but I apologize for that. And as always, listen to your gut for sure. If you're out there and you feel something's wrong, something's off, get out of there. 9 times out of 10, your gut feeling is going to be right. Thank you for listening, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you don't mind, please hit the like button and share us out. You guys are the best. And until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And we'll see you on the next one.